This video is sponsored by DraftKings. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got UFC 288 going down this Saturday. Main event, Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master Fresh. And today we got a good one for you because I'm going to be breaking down Henry Cejudo's striking ability. Let's go. What up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Before we get into the video, a quick word from this video sponsor, DraftKings. As Aljo looks to continue his rise among the UFC rankings in his hometown backyard, Cejudo will be looking to take advantage of his shot at the belt. The fighters are getting ready for this Saturday's main event, and to celebrate this title fight, today's video sponsor, DraftKings, is bringing the high-stakes action to all new customers. DraftKings Sportsbooks is offering all new customers $150 in bonus bets if their pre-fight moneyline wager of $5 cashes. Yep, that's right. New customers bet just $5 on any pre-fight moneyline wager and receive $150 in bonus bets if their bet hits. Wondering what you can use $150 in bonus bets on? Try DraftKings UFC same fight parlays, where you can combine multiple bets from the same fight into one big bet for a shot at an even bigger payout. If mobile sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still get in on the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they offer cash prize contests for nearly every sport. Question is, who do you got in UFC 288's main event? Aljamain Sterling or Henry Cejudo? You know who I'm going for, Aljamain Funk Master Fresh. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code Wonderboy, bet $5 on any pre-fight moneyline wager, and get $150 in bonus bets if your bet hits. That's promo code Wonderboy, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Now, this Saturday is actually really cool because Henry Cejudo is coming out of retirement. And yes, coming out of retirement, the cringe of the cringe. Yeah, actually, I saw him on stage one time before a fight, and what he was saying was actually cringe. Now, I can't say too much because he was on my Family Feud team, and we lost. Not his fault, but anyway, he's actually a really nice guy. But he's coming back. I can't wait to see what kind of cringe stuff he's got going on, what he's going to be saying to Aljamain Sterling. But that said, he is double champ at 125 and 135. So he is very good. And on top of that, an Olympic athlete. Yes, an Olympic wrestling athlete. Now, over time, if you go back and watch Henry Cejudo, his striking ability and movement and all that goodness has really improved, which is why he was double champ. Now, whenever I look at a fighter and I break them down, I break down a few things. I break down footwork, I break down timing, variety of techniques, and yes, of course, distance management. That all has to do with amazing strikers. So let's start with footwork. Now, what are you talking about, Steven, when you're talking about footwork? Well, the ability to move forward, backwards, side to side, and the ability to switch sides. So let's start off with his ability to move forward. His ability to move forward is very explosive. He uses what I like to call the blitzing technique. He's got his left side forward, he's kind of bouncing up and down and kind of blitzes forward, almost like he's running, but instead of moving his arms in a running manner, he uses them in a punching manner, blitzing his opponent to the cage or even rocking them, dropping them down to the canvas. Also, his ability to move forward entails the Superman punch, closing the gap. Because everybody, like I've said before in some of my past videos, everybody has a invisible force field around them. And when you step close to that invisible force field, everybody gets defensive or offensive, right? If you stay outside of that invisible security boundary, everybody still, they get a little more relaxed. And that's when you got him. And that's why Henry Cejudo is so good, because he's so blistering fast at closing the gap. He does it with the blitz. He does it with the Superman punch. And he even does it with the back leg roundhouse kick. Henry Cejudo's ability to move forward is phenomenal. Now let's talk about his ability to move backwards. Just as flipping good. Now, if you watch, like I said before, Henry Cejudo in his evolution of his striking, it has gotten so much better, man. So good. The more that this guy fights, almost looks like a karate guy, kind of like that Conor McGregor style, wide stance, very low to the floor, which makes it very hard for somebody to take you down. And it keeps that hand fairly long. And keeping that hand out in front makes it difficult for anybody to move forward because they have to get past that hand. If I bring my hands in close, your opponent can get closer to you. But the farther that I extend my hand out, extends my security boundary out farther and people stay farther away. And as you saw him in his evolution in fighting, he started to do that more closer to the end of his career. And that also helps when guys come in, they're coming in at a farther distance, so you're able to see that and you're able to shuffle back, throw kicks, and use your timing to be able to throw that roundhouse kick. But he's very good at taking a half a step back, staying in good position. If you notice, he doesn't bring his feet closer together. He shuffles back, plants down, and throws that right hand, putting people to sleep. His ability to move backward is very, very good. Now let's talk about side to side movement. I mean, it's there, but it isn't really that special. He keeps his left foot in front, and when guys come in, normally he's got two options. He can step back, throw the right hand, or step back, change level, and clash with his opponent, either taking them down or getting in a close quarters combat situation, which is side to side movement is okay. Now let's talk about his ability to switch sides. His ability to switch side is literally not there. He loves to keep his left side forward, and he's very, very good. And he's got so many options with that left foot in front, keeping the fight standing, blitzing in, getting in close range, or taking you down. The guy doesn't really need to switch sides. So I would give my man Henry Cejudo's footwork an A-. Now let's get into timing. Now, what are you talking about, Steven, when you're talking about timing? Well, the ability and the skill to be able to see an opponent's opening and to capitalize on that opening, or mistake and capitalize on that mistake. Or while your opponent is throwing a technique, you got the skill and timing to throw a technique at the same time, which we like to call counter striking. And that requires amazing timing. It was Henry Cejudo versus Dominick Cruz. There was so much phenomenal timing during that fight. And you might ask why, because Dominick Cruz has an awkward style. His movement is very difficult to figure out. You have to have great timing in order to hit this guy. And Henry Cejudo showed phenomenal timing in this fight. For instance, every time Dominick Cruz would shift either right to the left, Henry Cejudo would time his movement whenever he moved towards his left, throwing that back leg body kick, not just to the body, but to his leg. And then, since he couldn't move side to side, Dominick Cruz had to move forward, and Henry Cejudo just took a half a step back, boom, smoking him with the right hand, or meeting him in the middle with his right hand. Talk about timing. And then the finishing, the fatality move, finishing him. It was Henry Cejudo timing the knee on Dominick Cruz, smoking him in the head, and finishing him out. You have to have amazing timing in order to make that happen. This guy's timing, I give an A+. Now let's move into variety of technique. Now, the variety of technique. What are you talking about, Steven Wonderboy flipping Thompson? Well, the ability to be able to switch sides, because then you got more weapons in your arsenal when you do so. Or the ability to throw all sorts of techniques. The flying kicks, the spin techniques. Can I kick with both legs? Can I come at you at awkward angles? All that is a part of variety of technique. So his variety, he's fairly basic. But what makes him so good is that he's able to use his striking ability, which is very good, along with his wrestling. You just don't know where the guy's gonna go. But now since we're just talking about his striking ability, he's fairly basic when it comes to his striking. Doesn't switch sides, likes to keep his left side forward. He's got really good boxing in his hands and ability to close the gap as he's gotten better at later on in his career. And his kicks aren't that versatile. He loves the right leg body kick, the right leg kick. He'll take it up top, he'll fake his wrestling, and as you try to defend that, he'll throw a back leg head kick, smoking you in the dome piece. But his variety isn't all there, but I think that's what makes him so good, is because he's so good at what he does. Very clean boxing style, and just his right leg, it does a lot of damage. So his variety of technique, not all there. I would like to see this guy work on switching sides. Henry Cejudo, if you see this, come see me, bro. We're gonna work both sides and some spin kicks out there just to throw that in. So his variety, I give him a C+. I don't like saying that because he's just, he's freaking good. Next up, distance management. Now, what are you talking about, Steven? I'm talking about the ability to strike and fight guys long range, in boxing range, and of course in close range. At the end of that, you hear the range part. That's all part of distance management. You gotta have the range to fight at all distances. All right, let's get into this. So let's start off with Henry Cejudo's close range ability, man, and fighting skill. Freaking way up there. His close range skills consist of heavy knees to the body, heavy knees to the head, and of course, elbows as well. Like, the guy is not afraid to put a hole in you with his knees. So it's very, very dangerous to get close. This is what makes him so good. He likes to blitz forward and get in that close range ability, maybe a clinch work ability, because from there, he's got options. I can either knee you, elbow you, fight you on the inside, dirty box you, or go for the takedown. So his close range ability is like really, really high. He's very, very good there. Now let's get into boxing range. That's not close range or out far range. It's like right in the danger zone. We can both really do damage from this area. Henry Cejudo throws with like vicious intent from this position. His boxing is very, very good and has gotten much better as his evolution in MMA has progressed. So he's really good at taking his shots up high, coming back down low, and bringing it back up high to the head. If you're able to work up and down the body, you don't know where those techniques are going, right? And he's good at putting combinations together from that distance. He's not just picking you apart like something I would do. Just kind of pick, look for an opening, and there it goes. He's creating his own openings by throwing 2 to 3 to 4 technique combinations, because one of those techniques are gonna land. His boxing range, every time I do these videos, I get something in my eye, is awesome. Now let's talk about his long range skill, right? His range from really far out. I think that's where he likes to stay until he's ready to get in boxing or close range. He's very good at his timing, because sometimes when he keeps that far distance, his opponent feels like they can't do anything because he's so far away. So their opponent has to either rush in, which you see coming a mile away, or shoot from a long range, and then his opponent's out of position, easier to defend the takedown. Also, he's got the ability to really close the gap without you seeing it, because he's so explosive, and he gets in that boxing range, he gets in that close range, and there's nothing you can do about it. His distance management is an A flippin' plus. Well, there you have it, guys. Henry Cejudo's striking ability breakdown. I'm super excited to see UFC 288 and this main event. Who do you got, Henry Cejudo or Aljamain Sterling? I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below. And please let me know if I did miss anything. Leave it down in the comments. I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed the fights this weekend, and hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.